Hi students, see, in the previous video I discussed about Le-Chatelier's principle and I gave certain example also to explain that Le-Chatelier's principle. Continuing the discussion, we'll see some other example also onto the Le-Chatelier principle. Plus, how to prove that, okay, with the temperature constraint, the equilibrium will be shifted to the backward or the forward depending upon the whether it's a endothermic reaction or exothermic reactions. Take this example, NO2 giving N2O4. These are gases only, and it is a exothermic reaction with the minus 57 kilojoules per mole heat evolution, and is a balanced equation also. See how to get this out, NO2 gas. You take the copper and put it into the concentrated HNO3. We get a cupric nitrate along with NO2 gas and the water molecule. Equation is not balanced, you have to write the balanced equations. See, what to do is, these gases which are given, you take in a 5 ml test tube. A closed test tube, you have to take that 5 ml test tube, you have to take the NO2 gas involved in two different test tubes. This also NO2 only, this also NO2 only, this also. And keep it in a beaker. Normal temperature, say existing temperature of 25 degrees Celsius or 30 degrees Celsius. But thing is that NO2 gas is of reddish brown gas. Here, intensity of the color in the both test tubes should be the same. Means the NO2 gas present over there should be the almost same. Intensity of the gas, the brown color should be same. Now, what I will do is, I will take one test tube and keep it in another beaker which is cooled from the normal temperature also. Say 270 Kelvin I will bring it. And another test tube I will keep in another beaker where temperature is maintained at 370 Kelvin. Means I have heated. And remember what can happen to the color here and what can happen to the color here. From that we can verify that what is that Le-Chatelier's. With that we can say that okay, Le-Chatelier principle is correct only when the temperature increase or decreased, reaction will shift their directions. I can tell also. You see, it is a exothermic reaction. So here brown color was there. Here also brown color may be there, but intensity of the brown color will be increased. Your intensity of brown color increases. Whereas here intensity of the brown color decreases, intensity decreases. Why it is? See, it is exothermic. When the temperature is increased, absorption process is favored. Absorption process is moving in the left, backward direction. So, as the equilibrium shift to the left, NO2 will be increased. Because of that, intensity is going to be increased. Whereas here what I did, I decrease the temperature. When I decrease the temperature, the reaction tries to increase it by giving the heat due to the reaction. And due to reaction, heat is evolved if it is to the right, because right is exothermic reaction, and it proves that okay, when the temperature is changing, the equilibrium will be readjusting its direction. Right? When the temperature is changing, the direction of equilibrium will be changed over there. I can explain this through an experiment for endothermic reaction also. Say example. See, in this example, this here, it's an endothermic reaction, and at room temperature, the color is blue due to CuCl4 2 minus ion at room temperature. And if I cool it, what will happen there? The temperature is decreasing, and the forward reaction is endothermic, backward is exothermic. Means to the right endothermic, to the left exothermic. As the temperature decreased in this reaction shift in the direction of left. When the reaction shift in this direction, remember this concentration, this complex concentration with a pink color going to increase, means color changes into pink from blue because of the equilibrium shifting to the left. And if you have a high temperature, the blue color intensifies, because as the temperature increases, the reaction tries to decrease it by absorption of heat. And absorption of heat is endothermic only, which is in the right direction. In the forward direction, absorption of heat is there, means the color, the blue color intensifies over there. Temperature increased, blue color intensifies. Due to formation of the CuCl4 2 minus more extent. So this proves when the temperature constraint is applied, the reaction is changing the direction of equilibrium. Now, if the constraint catalyst, whether they will change the direction of equilibrium or whether it affect the equilibrium? No, because catalyst will increase the rate of forward and the backward reaction to the same extent. Means catalyst will not affect the equilibrium over there. So here React2 plus React2 giving 2NH3 delta H is equal to minus 92 kilojoules per mole. See, rate of forward is K into N2 into H2 to the power 3. Rate of backward is Kb into NH3 to the power 2. How much rate in the forward is increased, that much rate will be increased in the backward, means equilibrium will not be affected. But the thing is, when we apply the catalyst, the rate of both forward and the backward is increased to the same extent. No? The equilibrium will be reached in a quicker time. So catalyst will help the reaction to attain the equilibrium in a lesser time only. How this catalyst will increase the rate of the reaction? See, what the catalyst will do is, they will give a alternate path with a lower activation energy, provided the catalyst will be a positive catalyst. What the positive catalyst will do? A positive catalyst will increase the rate of a reaction, whereas negative catalyst will decrease the rate of reaction. So, in this reaction, if you go for the reaction, as such if you do, reaction rate is lesser. So what you do is, you are using iron catalyst, so that the reaction rate increases. And we are changing the temperature and pressure also, if at all I have to prepare the ammonia. Because if I don't alter the condition, when the ammonia is formed, they will be decomposing. So I don't want that much decomposition of ammonia. Then the direction should be shifted to the right. That time you have to go for 700 Kelvin. Then you have to go for around 200 atm pressure, high pressure you have to go for. Because as the pressure increases, forward is favored. Equilibrium shift to the right to decrease the number of moles. Okay, so that will be there. And remember, this catalyst never appear either in the reactant or the product. And second, these catalysts are needed in a very small quantity. Third one, catalyst cannot start the reaction or end the reaction. Only those reactions which are proceeding, its rate can be altered, changed, depending upon which catalyst you are using, whether the positive catalyst or the negative catalyst. So here iron is acting as a positive catalyst, it increases the rate of the reaction, whereas hydrogen peroxide will give water and the O2. So, if I keep this hydrogen peroxide as such, they start decomposing into water and oxygen. Its decomposition or the rate of decomposition should be retarded. Add little glycerol. This glycerol acts as a negative catalyst over there. It will be reducing the rate of the reaction. Whereas here it increases the rate of the reaction, so it is a positive catalyst, it is a negative catalyst. So catalyst will not start the reaction. It is needed in small quantity. So, at the completion, we can get the catalyst in its original form only. It will not affect equilibrium composition. Note this properly. Next important concept. See, when the reaction is at equilibrium, and if we change the concentration, pressure, then equilibrium composition will be changing over there. Say N2 plus O2 giving 2NO. It is at equilibrium. Or SO2 plus O2 gas giving 2SO3 gas. Delta H is positive with positive Q kilojoules per mole. Here delta H is equal to negative Q kilojoules per mole. So, if concentration change is applied or pressure change is applied, in this again the pressure change will not do anything because delta N of the gas is 0. But here the pressure change also applies. What happens? The equilibrium composition will change. Equilibrium composition, concentration of the pressure will change. Why? When I change the concentration or the pressure, no longer QC is equal to KC. This equality will be lost. Let's see here. K is equal to SO3 to the power 2 divided by SO2 to the power 2 into O2. When I add SO2, see this composition will increase. See, this is changing. Then this will also affected by these changes. Means the composition will change over time. Now, if I change the temperature, what happens then? Instead of changing the concentration or the pressure, I am changing the temperature itself. Then Kc value also changes. Equilibrium constant changes if temperature is changed. Note on this. If the pressure or the concentration changes, equilibrium composition will change. Let's see how we get a change in the equilibrium constant also. And see how Kc is temperature dependent, and this Kc value depends upon sign of delta H. This temperature dependent Kc depends upon the sign of the delta H also. Yet delta H is positive. Delta H is positive. Then what will happen to the Kc value? The Kc value will be increases with increasing temperature. When the endothermic reaction is there, then remember Kc value will increase with increasing temperature, whereas if the delta H is negative, which is exothermic reaction, Kc value decreases with increase of temperature. Note down this one for competitive exams, important only. Kc value whether increases or decreases, or they may say at a particular temperature Kc value is 10 and the reaction is endothermic. Now at 50-degree higher temperature Kc value is 11, 9. We cannot predict. Such question can be there. What I said, Kc value was 10 and at 50-degree more temperature, higher temperature, Kc value should be, what is here said? Reaction was endothermic. What is here saying? Kc value will be increased with the increase in temperature, means 11 is the answer, not the 9 or the 8 or 7, etc. Kc value will be higher when the temperature increase for the endothermic reaction. Such question also can be asked. Now consider this reaction which is at equilibrium. He did not say whether it is an exothermic or endothermic reaction, so I cannot say what is the effect of temperature. But effect of pressure, effect of concentration, I can explain. See, effect of pressure. How many moles are there in the reactant? 4. 4 moles of gaseous, remember this, reactant. And if solid is there or liquid is there, we should not consider that one, because volume or concentration are independent of the pressure for the solution. So solid or the liquid should be ignored. But one thing, if all are liquids, then you have to consider also. Already mentioned in the previous videos. So in the product, I have 2 moles of gaseous product. So if the pressure is increased, the reaction tries to decrease the pressure by decreasing the number of moles. 4 mole going to 2 mole is a decrease in the number of moles. Why? See here? 4 mole, how much volume they occupies? That much volume will not be occupied by the 2 moles. So when a pressure is increased, reaction tries to decrease the pressure by moving it to the right side. How? By decreasing the number of moles. So pressure should be decreased. So the reaction is to the right. Say pressure is decreased. Now the pressure should increase, means number of moles should be increased. The reaction should to the left. The reaction will be moving in a direction where there is increase in the number of moles. The increased number of moles will be there in the backward direction or to the left. Now, see, when I increase the pressure or decrease the pressure, no longer equilibrium will be maintained. Now, to bring back to the equilibrium, to which direction the reaction will be favored, that is given by the Leach's principle. When I change the pressure or when I change the concentrations, the equilibrium which is existing here will be lost. To bring back to the equilibrium state again, which direction the reaction is shifting, changing its direction, we can get it through the Leach-Atterbury's principle over there. So this is the use of the Leach-Atterbury principle. And remember, when we apply the constraint like the pressure or the concentration, definitely already existing equilibrium will be lost. Then the reaction tries to nullify that effect, thereby again bring back into a new equilibrium state. Bring back them to the equilibrium state again. Got it? So it is not that sure. When I apply immediately, it will be bringing back that to the equilibrium state again by changing the direction of the equilibrium. With this, one part of this equilibrium chapter is over, that is chemical equilibrium. Again I repeat, different types of questions can be asked in the competitive exams, whether it is a JEE Main, Advanced, KCET or the NEET. Prepare well for this. Study thoroughly. Understand the concept. Make your own notes. Short notes. I don't want complete notes which is there for annual exam, because you are not going to write any annual exam now. So prepare a short notes. Keep it ready with you, because in the last moment preparation you cannot go for entire reading also. I am saying in the 2022 last moment preparation needs a short notes with you. So for that also you have that ready-made notes with you. Referring others' notes also not that much effective. Referring your own notes is more effective, because you are writing, you know what is there in that. When I write, I will be knowing what is there in that. Blindly I am not writing. That's why don't copy from others. Say, asking, calling your friend and saying, okay, you have prepared the short notes and sent to me. You prepare your own by seeing the videos, which will definitely help you people. We'll meet back in the next video. Until that, bye bye.